the power of being bad. We are living in a society that is constantly pushing us, encouraging us to do good, to be kind to others, to please others, to make sure we go out of our way to help other people and make sure they're happy. In the process of happiness, achieving happiness for other people, we let go of who we are. We let go of the journey of finding ourselves, our own desires, our own happiness, our own needs and wants. So in the journey of pleasing everyone else, we let go of the self. And letting go of self can be very much a liberating experience if done accurately, if done the right way. Letting go of the self in order to please other people is not the right way. Letting go of self and all the desires that come with oneself in order to make sure all the people around us are happy is not the path. And this is a huge struggle for all of us in a society where we've been conditioned to constantly please everyone else. We reach halfway through our lives and we have no idea who we are. We are so far away, the ship has sailed so far away from the shore that we're completely lost. And what's fascinating to me is that we are so lost that we don't even know that we are lost. That's really the most complicated aspect of our psyche, our minds, our spiritual existence. When we are lost, we are oblivious to the fact that we are lost. In almost every other example in life, every other analogy I can come up with, right? We will be lost. We could go on a hike and get lost, go on a sailing trip and get lost. But at some point we become pretty quickly, we become aware of the fact that we have lost our path, or there was a path that we were on and we were no longer sure of where we are, whether we're on the path or not. But in the game of life, we reach a certain age in our 30s and our 40s and 50s, and we have no idea that we have been lost all along. And it's hilarious and sad at the same time, because this is it. You see, this is the only human experience that we are aware of. And to waste this life, to waste our existence entirely, is such a shame. Not to mention, as we try to please everyone else in our lives, for the most part, people are not pleased with that experience. People are not pleased with us trying to be there for them all the time, 24/7, because they recognize subconsciously human beings are incredibly smart. We subconsciously recognize that someone is there out of goodness of their heart, or there because they are seeking a way to fill an emptiness in their own heart. It is one way, one path to help others, to go out of our way to be present for other people. And unfortunately, it's a different journey, a different path to try to stop our own desires, stop our own necessities, and feel obligated, feel pressured, feel the tension and the anxiety that come with not knowing the self, not knowing our own desires, and to then try to please everyone else. It leads to seeking validation. It leads to seeking validations in a way of proof to be good enough, to be worthy of love. And that is not the way we must be living our lives. That's a very unfortunate path for one to take, and it almost always leads to misery. So what is the solution beyond it? Where do we end this existential, constant, non-stop pleasing? We end this by stopping the lessons, stopping the conditioning to the next generation. It's very, very difficult for us to create changes in our own lives, in our own existence. But what is quite easy is to not teach the same mistakes to the next generation of kids. And, we can sit around and ask ourselves, philosophize, hypothesize about how we got here, about what happened, what happened with our parents, what happened with our grandparents and the generations past, that we have been, the lessons that we've been taught in terms of manners slowly shifted to a point of people pleasing. But that is almost an unnecessary conversation, because what matters the most is to recognize that you are lost, as we discussed. What matters the most is to try to find your way out, is to start to attempt different paths, start to attempt a new journey. That's really what matters the most. All else are theories. And the life we live is not a theory. The life we live is truly a gift, a blessing to be experienced, a mystery to be unfolded right in front of our eyes. And we must do whatever it takes to protect that gift, to cherish that gift, to mysteriously unfold the mysteries and allow ourselves to experience it fully, to not get lost in this line of life trying to be like the person ahead and the person behind us, yet at the same time having the desire to do our own thing, and yet feeling tied up to this game of life and being stuck in the world of comparisons, of pleasing everybody else and their expectations of us. Expectations, you see, are toxins. Expectations are complete garbage that's been taught to us by doesn't even matter who. Yet we have them. We have a set of expectations to achieve, to do, to become the doer, become the achiever, become the person who is always going after it, not knowing what it is, but just going after something. And the person who is constantly trying to help everyone else, person who is constantly worried what would happen if you're not a nice person, if you're not kind, what would other people think of me, what happens if I say no and someone would reject me, how would I potentially affect their feelings? And it doesn't matter, man. None of it matters. Be bad is my message to myself, really, is to allow yourself to be bad, You're not here to harm anyone, physically or mentally. Being bad only means that you're going to be a little bit selfish. You're going to put yourself first. And in the process of putting ourselves first, you have to get to know yourself. Who are you to be ahead? Who are you to be a priority in your own life? What does you want from you? We must answer these questions, at least think about them. And so to be selfish then allows room for mental growth, for a mindset shift. To be selfish creates space for our mental capacity, for our psyche to evolve a bit. Because suddenly the question of who am I and what do I want becomes important. And to avoid that question, to avoid those thoughts, to put everyone else ahead of our own needs, unfortunately leads to minimal mental growth. And that is one of the saddest, most devastating things we can do to ourselves without even knowing that we're doing that to ourselves, right? The same way as we're lost in the forest, if we don't know that we're lost, that's when we're really, really lost. Thank you.